There is a silly notion in the sports world and the NFL world that USC quarterbacks cannot play in the NFL. I get this comment all the time. Sam Darnold is going to suck in the NFL because he's a USC quarterback, and USC quarterbacks, they just can't win in the NFL. Oh, I think there is a reason for this belief, and I'll tell you why I think people believe that later. But first, I want to disprove the theory. I want to tell you why it doesn't matter that Sam Darnold's a USC quarterback. So where did all the best quarterbacks in the NFL go? Clearly, if USC is not a quarterback school, there must be certain schools that are quarterback schools. Like what school out there is just pumping out quarterback after quarterback after quarterback? What school is it? That's right. There isn't one. There isn't a single college program that just pumps out NFL quarterbacks. That's because NFL quarterbacks are really rare. You know how hard it is to find a Pro Bowl franchise quarterback? They are few and far between. They just don't happen very often. I mean, you can make an argument. I think, honestly, the best quarterbacks come from the Big Ten. That's just what I've seen over the years. But let's look at it. Ben Roethlisberger went to the University of Miami, Ohio. Drew Brees went to Purdue. Russell Wilson went to, NC State and then Wisconsin. Tom Brady went to Michigan. I don't know. Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz went to North Dakota State. Now, Cal is the team that just pumps out quarterback after quarterback because Cal has two starting quarterbacks in the NFL. Ooh, Aaron Rodgers and Jared Goff. The point is, great quarterbacks are really rare. There's no school out there that just is repeatedly throwing out quarterback after quarterback after quarterback. And let's look at, in the past 25 years, let's look at this. So, the top 4 quarterbacks in this year's draft class, I'll even say the top 5. The top 4 come from USC, Oklahoma, Wyoming, UCLA, and Louisville. In the last 25 years, what quarterbacks have these colleges put out? Because, it must be just USC, right? Well, in the last 25 years, USC's put out Carson Palmer and a couple duds, fine, but the great quarterback in the last 25 years from USC is Carson Palmer. Now, Oklahoma, who do they have? They must have some great quarterbacks. Well, they have Sam Bradford. Yeah, has he panned out? Not really. Well, they did have Troy Aikman. Oh, no, my bad. Troy Aikman transferred. Troy Aikman, he did go to Oklahoma, but he transferred to UCLA. So there you go. UCLA has one guy. UCLA has a Pro Bowl Hall of Fame quarterback in the last 25 years. Or is it? Is that 25? No, it's not, because he was there in the 80s, so that's not even the last 25 years. Okay, well, Wyoming. Wyoming's never had a great NFL quarterback. How about Louisville? Well, they have Teddy Bridgewater. Louisville's great quarterback in their history is Teddy Bridgewater. Okay, that's really not much. I guess that's cool, But you know what school? I figured it out. You know what one school must be a quarterback factory? It's Eastern Illinois. Yeah, Eastern Illinois, they have Tony Romo and Jimmy Garoppolo. So they clearly, they have 2 quarterbacks in the last 25 years. They're just pumping guy after guy after guy into the NFL. Oh, my bad, and Cal. The 2 quarterback powerhouses in the world are University of California, Berkeley, and Eastern Illinois. Because they have a lowly 2 quarterbacks in the last 25 years. God, it's so stupid to say Sam Darnold won't make it simply because he went to USC. That's just silly. That's silly talk. And here's what I get. I get all these comments. Well, you know why USC is not a team? And here's what every argument starts with. Everybody who says Sam Darnold won't make it because he went to USC, and they try to go on these long tangents about how USC quarterbacks never make it, their opening statement is always this. Well, I know they have Carson Palmer, but Carson Palmer isn't really legit. Carson Palmer never won a Super Bowl. Pfft, come on. If you have to start your argument with a rebuttal, you already lost. What if I said that, you shouldn't wear t-shirts. And I said, I know t-shirts are great, but you should. Well, no, you already lost. I said, I know t-shirts are great on warm days, but you really shouldn't wear it. Well, no, if you start your argument with a rebuttal rather than a really strong argument, you've already lost the argument. It drives me nuts. It's funny, if you look at Carson Palmer, he's really not a terrible, dare I say, he's a pretty good quarterback. Think about this. He's 12th all-time in yards. He's the 12th quarterback all-time in passing touchdowns. In fact, he's ahead of Warren Moon, Dan Fouts, Joe Montana. He's the 11th most completions ever in NFL history. He's ahead of, in fact, the only people ahead of Carson Palmer on the all-time lists, every single one of them is a Hall of Famer or will be a Hall of Famer. I think Aaron Rodgers and Big Ben might be ahead of him on some of them. The point is, and then you criticize Carson Palmer for never winning a Super Bowl. How about Dan Marino or Dan Fouts? I understand why Carson Palmer's not a Hall of Famer. I don't think he is either. But he's a great quarterback. And how dare you say great quarterbacks never come from USC, because that's a huge, huge slam on Carson Palmer. So why do people always say, USC quarterbacks, they just cannot win in the NFL? Where does this notion come from? It comes from Matt Leinart, Mark Sanchez, and Matt Barkley. That's why. That's why people believe what they believe. I understand. Matt Leinart was a bust. I have no defense. for Matt Leinart. He just couldn't figure it out. For whatever reason, Matt Leinart could not figure it out in the NFL. And then Mark Sanchez. Mark Sanchez was the 5th overall pick. And he was okay for a couple of years, and then he fizzled out too. And because Matt Leinart and Mark Sanchez didn't become these great all-time quarterbacks, we have this notion that USC quarterbacks can never make it. Matt Barkley was never considered a great NFL quarterback. And if you honestly watched, I wish I'd been a broadcaster back then, because I could have told you watching Mark Sanchez doesn't have the arm strength. He came out as a junior. I just never thought Mark Sanchez was that great when you watched him in college. I remember growing up, but I didn't have a voice back then to put it out there. So do not hold Matt Leinart, Mark Sanchez, and Matt Barkley against Sam Darnold. That is just silly. Yeah, I have a story, by the way. I listened to a video. I heard Sam Darnold high school coach talk about Sam Darnold. And by the way, I've met Sam Darnold. The dude he's like a solid brick wall. The guy has so much poise. It is unbelievable. But here's a story. If you don't believe it, let me tell you this story. Clay Helton, the USC head coach, was coming to visit Sam Darnold in high school. He was going to come watch Sam Darnold play a high school game. And the head coach, and this happens often, we see when a coach comes to watch players, this happened to me when I played, I watched some guys, they would fold. I don't think I fold. In fact, my college coaches were there. I was high-fiving them, scoring touchdowns. I was really proud of that. But I remember watching college coaches would come watch guys in high school. And some guys, some receivers they'd fold. They couldn't handle the pressure. And that's a high-pressure situation. Your college coach that's recruiting you is going to come watch you play. Oh, right? Or some people don't like that pressure. Here's the stat line for Sam Darnold in that game, just at halftime. At halftime, USC's head coach is watching Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold was 12 for 12, 185 yards passing, and 5 touchdowns. Yeah, I have that memorized. That's at halftime. I don't even know how the game ended. I just know those stats at halftime. That's unbelievable. 12 for 12, 185 yards, 5 touchdowns. Not even a flinch. No pressure to him. Doesn't care. If you know Sam Darnold is the best quarterback in this year's draft class, I will die on that hill. I will never back down from that. Sam Darnold is the best quarterback in this draft class, bar none. Look, Baker Mayfield, we have concerns. Josh Allen, dude is so inaccurate, he can't hit the broadside of a barn. Josh Rosen, he gets injured. I don't really mind his personality. It's fine. Baker Mayfield's personality concerns me more, to be honest. But, guys, Sam Darnold, he fumbles. So put 2 hands on the ball when you run. Don't run with 1 hand on the ball. It's not that hard. Sam Darnold is the best quarterback in this year's draft class. I will die on that hill. I will say that till I am blue in the face. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so very much for watching. You can help me grow Strong Opinion Sports by telling your friends about the show on Facebook, share it on Twitter, on Instagram, if you know Reddit. Please help me out. Help me grow Strong Opinion Sports by telling your friends about it. And subscribe to Strong Opinion Sports on iTunes, on SoundCloud, and on YouTube. Thank you so very much. Have a great day.